like the explosion? I've heard that you can catch the viewer's attention early by adding some explosions, so there you go. Welcome to the Red Devil Avenue. Today we're going to talk about should Manchester United fans feel bad for hoping for a Qatari ownership. Right now it seems like it will be the Qataris that take over the club if the Glazers find out that they're actually going to sell the club or not wait till 2040. It's been a battle between them and Sir Jim Ratcliffe now for a while, but it seems like it is the Qatari ones that's gonna do it since, especially after the reports came out that Sir Jim wanted to keep the Glazers in the club. Since then, there has been like a big support for the Qatari ownership. But in this video, we're gonna discuss is it okay for us to hope for that, considering all the things around a Qatari ownership, for example, the human rights issues. The biggest one in the modern time is, of course, the World Cup that they hosted, where the Guardian reported that as many as 6,500 people died in the work-related when they were building for the World Cup. Either it was lack of safety equipment, work hours, just general working environment. It was very bad, and this has of course put the Manchester United fans in kind of a big moral dilemma. So let's talk about the club ownership in modern football. Football was once run by local investors, football fans, even the players, but the football has developed in a way that is not the case anymore. It's been seen like the people's game, where it's not supposed to be owned like big corporations and stuff. Of course, that can also be put into question if it's the people's game, considering that women's football was just acknowledged not way too many years ago, since, for example, the Ballon d'Or for women was enforced in 2016, I think, when Ada Hegerberg won with Luka Modric. So, and since that is not the case anymore. Right now, there is big corporations, big countries are buying their way into football. And it's not anymore the people's game right now, it's more of the rich man's game. And if we can look a bit into the way where the Qatari has started to buy their way into the club. For example, in 2011, the QSI, which is the Qatar, what was it? Yeah, for example, in 2011, where the Qatar Sport Investment bought PSG, and they have put a lot of money into the club trying to achieve success. If they have been able to do that is questionable, but there you go. Also in 2010, they bought Malaga. They've also bought minority stakes in AS Rome. They've had previous shirt sponsored in Barcelona, and now they are looking to buy Manchester United. The economical reality in football. Football is super popular, and right now everyone wants a piece of that cake. More and more money is put into the sport, and that is the way football is run right now, that if you want success you need to put a lot of money in it. So, to the big question, should Manchester United fans feel bad for hoping for a Qatari ownership? Should we take the moral high ground, or should we just accept the way football is going? It's pretty obvious right now that football fans, especially Manchester United fans, are desperate for new owners. Especially now after the Glazers have been milking the club for closely to 10 years. So right now I think Manchester United fans would literally take anyone as their new owners, especially myself. I would take Willy Wonka as their new owner at this point. And I think that football is going down a very dark path right now. Football clubs, they're selling their souls because people want to buy them. And there's been set new standards on how to be successful. Right now you need to spend crazy amount of money. It seems like the FFP is out of the window. Clubs are finding ways around it. Neymar went for £200 million, and Chelsea are buying 1 million players on 8-year contracts just to avoid the FFP. Manchester City has 115 charges on them where they have cheated their way to success, but personally I don't think anything is gonna happen with that. You have also example of football players now has gone to Saudi Arabia. You have Ronaldo, the Mr. Trendsetter. After that, Benzema has gone, Firmino has gone, Koulibaly, Ruben Neves, who is in his prime playing in the Premier League, has gone. Kanté has gone. So right now, football players don't seem to really care. Football clubs don't seem to really care. And of course, owners don't care. They just want the money. When we look into how reality is right now, personally, I don't think that Manchester United fans should be ashamed to hope for a Qatari ownership. Right now, this is the way football is going, and for us, we are just football fans. We want to see our club succeed. As a United fan, we have seen the club have great success before, and it's been a brutal 10 years since Sir Alex left. And yeah, it's very hard to see the way football is going right now. But I don't feel like it's our responsibility as fans to take the moral high ground, because yes, we can of course take that nice British local owner who feed children at the weekends. But is that gonna like help us with the infrastructure? Is it gonna buy a new stadium, buy the players we need, pay the wages that players are gonna need? And it's just not going the way it ideally should go. On the other hand, we can safely say that we don't have to like the way this is going. And of course, everyone cares about the human rights issues in the world, and we don't want big countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar to like buy their way into our sport just so they can like hide the human rights issues they have. That they can just come into Manchester United and get their name out there, get to advertise, travel to Saudi Arabia, travel to Qatar, and it's not good. We don't want it, and there's like there's no easy answer in all of this. Football is going down a crazy dark path right now, and personally, I think that the Super League is inevitable at this point. Right now, the Premier League is the Super League of the world, even though it might not have looked like it in the Champions League the last 10 years. But teams like Nottingham Forest are spending more money than Real Madrid. Maybe not this season, but last season they spent crazy a lot of money. And football is all about money right now. Rivalry is dead. Yeah, it's hard. So anyway, that was my first video on this channel. Please leave a like if you liked it, and see you in the next one.